of the boys race as the final standings and all the numbers and things. We're getting ready for the second part of today's PCTV Network Sports event, which is the Girls Cross Country Championship. Again, I'm Dave Reinauer, joined by Larry Harvey, longtime track coach at Pottstown. And again, the girls are going to be a little bit more close, I would think, than the boys, as we saw Paul Power run away with it. And as you mentioned, the whole race was for second and third and so on. You see the girls starting to line up there. But Owen J. Roberts, the two-time defending champion, have not lost a single match since 2012. Certainly something that we want to keep an eye on here this afternoon.
And they'll be challenged today by Perkiomen Valley. They were second behind Owen J. at 8-1. Perkiomen Valley lost to Owen J. Roberts in the early part of the season by 1 point. Yeah. So this is going to be quite a duel here between those two schools. I think those two will dominate the field.
Well, as you mentioned, it really the top four teams are the ones that have an opportunity to win. The regular season counts as far as getting into the Final Four, if you will. But today it'll be all the individuals and also the team titles. As you mentioned, Owen J. at 9-0, PV 8-1, Springford at 7-2, and Methacton at 6-3. So we should have another interesting race here, as you can see them all lined up. At the same situation, I'm sure goes for the girls. They're allowed to compete 7 runners, and the top 5 will count in the scoring.
Correct. And Emily Schumaker should be the race favorite as long as she's healthy and runs well. I don't think she's going to run away from the field like Paul did, but she's going to certainly be out in front. She's a state medalist from last season, and she's been undefeated this year in all her dual meets.
And she represents Boyertown. Emily Schumaker from Boyertown. She is certainly someone that we need to keep our eye on here as the girls starting to loose up and limber up before they hear the gun. Schumaker is a senior. She is from Boyertown, and again, she is undefeated coming into today's race. But again, there's a whole bunch of runners out there, and some freshmen from Springford, Gabriella Bamford, Julia Vetter. Some of those girls have really improved, and they're going to try to get themselves in that top 10 here this afternoon as well, Larry.
Yeah, her teammate, Jillian Cassitz, is a sophomore. She was outstanding last year as a freshman. She's been running number 2 all year, behind Emily. She certainly will be up in the top 10. I think we're being challenged by a dog here who wants to get in the race.
Yeah.
There's quite a few freshmen and sophomores who will dominate this field, more so than the upperclassmen.
Well, you know, as I said, all these youngsters have been out there training, and you know, they're adding and helping out their teams and stuff more and more as we go along. I tell you, it's amazing to see these youngsters. Used to be in wrestling, used to see a couple of the lightweights out there trying to help their squads out, but you see it more and more in all the different sports. The freshmen and sophomores really contributing, being big parts. And there's the gun. And there is the gun as we start the 2014 Girls Pac-10 Cross Country Championships. And again, there's a Springford runner out in front as she tries to set the pace early. It's like Pottsgrove has a girl out there as well. There you can see the red from Owen J. Roberts. There's the Springford written across the chest of the runners there. There's a Boyertown girl up in front. That's Emily.
That's Emily, number 37.
Okay, that's Emily right there. With her good stride. It is sort of a soggy course too, as well, as we've talked to some of the people out there. So it's a little bit tougher running than we thought originally, because it is a flat course. 2014, Larry, that's all I can say. It's 2014. There you see the girls with their first hard turn. Again, there's Schumaker out front. You know, and Jay with Shade and Glazier and Bernatus, Hansel, Allison Branton. Branton had some tendonitis problems earlier in the season, but hopefully she's rounding into shape here as we're in the championships, into the postseasons, going into the district meets, and so on. Now they're heading back towards us. There you see some of the young Springford girls up there in the top 5 too. As we mentioned that we had some of the young freshmen there.
That's Andrea Shade from O&J running stride for stride with Emily.
No, I'll be right back.
We talked about Annie Glodek too. Glodek from PV has had a heck of a year. She's been running pretty strong. You got Daniels, you got Dickerman, you got Kelsey White as well for the orange-clad PV girls. So we'll see how they fare here this afternoon. Certainly a different race than the first one we've seen, Larry, because Paul Power had about a 50-meter lead by this point already.
Right.
Yeah, these girls, there you can see Schumaker starting to inch out a little bit, but the O&J girls right on her shoulder, keeping her in vision, in sight.
Well, it's only a little over 400 meters into the race. O&J has 5 girls in the top 10 at this point. Perk Valley has 2, and then they have 5 others in about 15th to 20th place.
Well, you can see the depth of O&J Roberts, why they do
PV,
so well.
Yeah.
So
this is
PV and O&J. There you can see the orange of PV there, and the red of O&J. There's some more O&J girls coming into play, and a couple more PV girls, as you mentioned, rounding out the top 15 to 20 runners. But Schumaker doing a good job setting the pace early on. There you can see Emily. As you mentioned, Larry, she was undefeated during the regular season. Boyertown finished 5-4 overall from the team, but Emily Schumaker.
That's Jillian. That's her teammate Jillian Cassetts right behind her. Short girl, blonde hair.
And there's the 2 O&J girls.
2 young guys from Springford.
Cassetts is a young sophomore. She's doing a heck of a job. As you mentioned, the youngsters from Springford, a couple freshmen in there running too. Gabriella Bramford. But O&J with that depth from top to bottom. You talked about Shade, Hansel, Glazier. Glazier's another freshman. We're going to take a quick timeout here as the girls sort of run out of our view here on the PCTV Network Sports Station. So we'll be back for the finale of this race right after this.
Who has the nation's best new vehicle lineup? Ford.
Outperform the field. What you get from our institute is more options and more answers. For your orthopedic care, think Rothman first.
New office and 7-day urgent care now open in Limerick.
There's our vantage point under the pavilion here at the starting/finish line. And Dave Rydner and Larry Harvey bringing you all the cross-country action here today from the Hebner Park down in Worcester, PA, right outside of Methacton School District. Beautiful day to run, as we mentioned earlier. The fall trees, the leaves look great. It's a neat day to run. And,
It's a great day for spectators.
Yeah, it
It's
is.
a great
Yep.
day.
Yep.
Nice crowd here today.
3.1 miles the girls are running, same as the boys. And you can see some of the girls running through the woods there. They might be some of the spectators,
That's
actually.
spectators.
Yeah, because the girls
Here
are going
they
to be coming the other way. There you go. They're the girls. We'll try to call them out for you the best we can. We did have Schumaker, we had Shade, we had Brunton, we had O&J, and Boyertown up there. We had some Springford girls as well. When they come into view here, right beside that little section of stands there, we'll try to pick them up for you as they come back closer to our view. But again, what a really neat little course here through the park area. A little swampy, a little wet from all the rain we've had the last 2 days, but the track is fairly fast. Here we go. There's Schumaker out front yet. Looks like some Springford girls there. There's some PV girls as well.
We lost our O&J girls.
Glodek, Daniels, Dickerman, Kelsey White, they're the PV girls that you expect to see in the top group. But certainly a much tighter gang than what we saw in the boys when Paul Power, distanced himself from the rest of the field. You see the stands there, the fans on the bridge. checking out all the action there, rooting on the girls. Larry, this is the point where you said that some of the coaches are positioned shouting out splits and times as they run by. Some more of the girls.
It's difficult to determine at this point what the team picture looks like.
Here they come into our view. You'll see them right underneath that tree branch any second. There they are. There's a gang of them. There's 5 of them. They're still
girls.
Stayed in that first pack with the 6th one fairly close behind. But again, we have Boyertown out front. We got a couple of Springford girls, and we have 2 PV girls in the top 5. So 2 Springford, 2 PV, and Boyertown out in front.
The 2 O&J girls have dropped off the pace. They're out there in the lead. So there's your top 5.
Who are all vying for that individual
Even
title.
Jillian Cassett is not with Emily. Generally, she runs with her.
Kasich was the
There she is
sophomore
there.
that we talked.
There
There's
she
there's
goes.
Kasich. There's another PV.
That's O&J Roberts.
Yep, there's 2 O&Js. So we have some girls up there trying to catch up. Here we have some more girls
There's
coming. I think.
O&J,
Yeah, that's
8 and
O&J
9.
there. Yeah.
Lost it now.
And O&J, I tell you, they have some depth. These girls are pretty solid from top to bottom. You can see why they have not lost a regular season match since 2012. And ironically, PV was the last team to beat them.
That camera will just stay there. We can tell you what's happening. We can tell you who's winning.
All right, we got Boyertown. We have 2 PVs.
O&J.
We got a couple of O&Js there. As the girls continue to run. Again, they're running very smoothly as well.
If our cameras continues at this point, we'll be okay.
There they make that hard right turn. Nope, they're not as much.
Emily's starting to pull away. Somebody's giving her a good challenge. Looks like the girl from Perk Valley.
Yeah, is that Perk Valley?
I
Okay.
can't see.
Looks like it's either PV or Springford.
Yeah.
I can't tell what uniform that is, but there's 2 girls that are starting to distance themselves from everybody else as they run across the fields here. Now they take that hard turn this way, coming back at us.
I can't hold still.
A little windy up there in that truck.
Yeah. Looks like a PV uniform, isn't it? I can't
I
tell.
think that's Springford, to be honest with you, but I'm not sure.
That's PV. That's an orange top.
Yeah, that looks like it could be Glodek.
Glodek.
Yeah, Glodek's out there. She's had a good year as well. She and Emily Schumaker. We're going to take a quick timeout. We're going to come back for the finish right after this.
I want a professional heating company with heating and cooling service plans.
A company that considers my needs.
I want the security of price protection plans.
Along with 24-hour emergency service and heating oil delivery.
I want comfort.
I want Ollard Brothers.
Ollard Brothers, still family and still local. Ask about our America-friendly and environment-friendly agri-fuels, bioheat, and biodiesel.
When it comes to heating
And the environment.
There's only one choice.
Thanks, Ollard Brothers.
We're back here at Hebner Park, Worcester, PA, for the girls Pac-10 cross country final. Dave Ridenauer, Larry Harvey bringing you all the action here on the PCTV Network Sports. And we're getting ready for the final few minutes of this race as these girls were neck and neck. They had about 5 or 6 of them all grouped together in the front of the pack, and then it looked like Glodek and Schumaker
broke away.
Yeah, they broke away from the pack, and they'll be coming into our view here shortly. But this should be an interesting matchup, particularly for the last 500-600 meters. Again, O&J came in undefeated, 9-0, PV 8-1, and Springford 7-2. And The girls are starting to round up into our viewing area here, into our cameras.
Our last camera view is probably like the last half mile of the race.
Remember, they run 3.1, same as the boys. We saw the boys earlier with Paul, with Paul Power from Springford easily defending his individual championship. And we're going to take another quick time out as we wait for the girls to round up to the end. We'll be right back.
Allergies? Carpet One Floor and Home just made carpet installation healthier. Our new Healthier Living installation minimizes dust, mold, and allergens. Better than home centers, it's antimicrobial, hypoallergenic, simply cleaner. Breathe easier. You'll love it. A healthier installation exclusively at Carpet One Floor and Home. Beautiful. Made affordable.
Back here on a beautiful fall day for the girls cross-country PAC-10 championship. Dave Rodner, Larry Harvey, anxiously awaiting for the girls to finish up the last about half mile of the race. They should be coming along momentarily. The last time we saw the girls, we had Schumaker from Boyertown. We had Annie Glodek from a PV. They were starting to break away from the pack. We had a group of about 5 or 6 girls.
Gabriella Bamford from Springford was up there. And, it might have been Bella Marcini, a couple of freshmen.
Fans are starting to line up around the track as they're starting to come into our view, as they will be there for the finale of the race, the last half mile or so. We're trying to get the school colors for you as well as we see who finishes up.
As we explained earlier, this is the first attempt by PCTV to broadcast a cross-country race. It's a little difficult to do with the technology. I think they can only go so far with cable lines and so on to cover the race.
Well, here we have a couple of girls coming into view here, Harv. There's the first 2 girls, as we mentioned, about the last half mile of the race.
But that is not Schumaker. That's the girl from PV. That could be a major upset.
That's Annie Glodek there, the young sophomore.
Is that who it is, Annie?
Yep.
Annie? Who is it? Annie?
That's
Annie
Glodek. Yep.
Yeah. This could be an upset.
That's Schumaker behind her.
Yep. It's Annie Glodek, and
yep.
she's got about 3 seconds on Schumaker of Boyertown.
Yep. I'm not sure if Schumaker's going to have enough to pull this out. It looks like old Annie's doing well. The young sophomore running very smooth here at the tail end of this race. As you mentioned, there's about a 20-meter lead for Glodek coming into the end of the race. You see some of the younger PV girls were cheering over our shoulder, trying to watch the monitor there to see what's going on.
Well, Perk Valley also has 3rd place, too. That doesn't look...
There you see Annie holding on there, working those arms, as you mentioned, Harv. It's all about the arms now. You see the coaches there telling her to move those arms.
Yep, holding the arms. Third and fourth are starting to reel in Schumaker. They're coming after her. Glodek's pulling away.
And that's PV and Springford up there.
Boyertown in 6th. O&J is in 7th.
This could be a very exciting finish as the girls are making that home stretch there. They're going to go up there and make a hard left turn, and then they'll be coming right back at us here for the final home stretches as Glodek takes a peek over her shoulder there to see where the next girl is, trying to find out how much room she has. She has one more turn to make as she comes right at us there. There we go. There you can see number 104, I believe it says, coming right at us. I think that's 194. Young
Glodek,
sophomore, she's running.
Glodek's going to pull the upset.
Yeah, she is. She's pulling away. Yep. Emily Schumaker, I don't think is going to have enough to catch her.
Schumaker's going to get caught by the other Perkins Valley girl.
Glodek taking a peek over her shoulder there. She can view the finish line. Now the crowd's starting to get fired up. Schumaker trying to hold on. She wants that runner-up position, but here comes PV. PV with a good sprint here at the end. What a run here by PV. She's going to catch her. It's going to be 1 and 2 for PV.
Yes.
There's 1 for PV. There comes 2 PV. Boyertown Schumaker going to finish 3rd. Here comes some Springford girls now.
They're 4th and 5th.
Yeah, the young Springford girls. Here comes another Boyertown.
O&J is 7, 8, and 9.
There's O&J Roberts showing their depth.
7, 8, 9, and 10.
10.
And 11. They won it. They won it.
O&J's going to come on strong here at the end. That's that depth. That's the depth that O&J has. And here comes another PV girl. She's going to finish in the top 15, but what a good showing for PV. The crowd's starting to get fired up here at the finish line. Here comes another O&J girl. O&J showing that depth, Larry. They're really doing a good, solid job.
Yes, they did. That depth might help them win it because
there's Methacton, here's PV.
They have to overcome a 1-2 punch.
Yeah. Another Boyertown girl running. What a race. There's a couple of PV girls coming. More Springford.
Another Perk Valley girl.
Yep. O&J Roberts. Springford.
There's Perk Valley's depth. That's her 6th and 7th girl.
Yeah. There's a Pope John Paul girl running right by our vantage point here. Springford. But again, you can see these girls, I tell you, they laid it all out on the line. Hey, we're going to be right back with the finish of this right after this.
Just down the street, there's a hardware store with great tools, products,
And expert advice.
We've got everything you need.
Because we know the community.
And we know our customers.
So next time you have a home improvement project,
Drop by.
your local True Value hardware store. True Value.
Start right.
Start here.
Your True Value expert is A.D. Moyer in Gilbertsville and Pottstown. On the web at admoyer.com.
Boardwalk Pizza, located right next to the Norco Fire Company on Route 724. Family owned and operated. We don't just make pizza, we create pizza. Did you know we deliver and specialize in large catering events, especially those end-of-the-season team parties? Stop by for the original South Philly cheesesteak, the best hot wings around, and much, much more. Boardwalk Pizza. It's old school pizza the right way. Check us out on Facebook or give us a call at 610-323-3240.
Yakalak Construction, serving the Tri-County area since 1946. Family owned, free estimates, all types of concrete work, sidewalks, foundations, steps, curbs, and more. Professional service and quality. Give them a call, 610-323-8134.
Is pain or injury preventing you from doing what you love? Let ATI Physical Therapy, the largest provider of sports medicine services in the country, get you back in the action. The energetic and motivating team at ATI provides individualized treatment plans designed to reduce pain, improve mobility, and prevent future injuries. But it isn't just about the treatment. It's about the whole experience. From the first greeting to the final celebratory high five, ATI's friendly team is determined to make every visit the highlight of your day. So what are you waiting for? Come on in to our clinic in Royersford for a complimentary injury assessment, or ask your doc to send you to ATI Physical Therapy and get back in the game of life. Open now since 2011, Royersford Veterinary Hospital is a full-service small animal hospital treating dogs, cats, and small mammals. Dr. Namola has 16 years of experience in the veterinary field. Royersford Veterinary Hospital offers preventive care examinations, vaccinations, and parasite prevention for patients through all life stages, from pediatric care to geriatric screening. The hospital has a fully equipped laboratory, radiology, sterile surgery, and dental equipment for all your pet's medical and surgical needs. For the feline patients, the hospital offers a feline-friendly atmosphere and a feline-exclusive boarding suite. Dr. Namola and her knowledgeable caring staff can answer all your questions about proper health care. Stop on by the hospital anytime to meet the staff or tour the facility. Royersford Veterinary Hospital wants to be your other family doctor.
Hey, we're back here at the finale of the cross-country championships, boys and girls. We had a great time down here doing it for the first time. Larry Harvey and I had a lot of fun and saw some good running there. You know, obviously, Mr. Power from Springford was very dominant on the boys' side, and Annie Glodek with a little bit of a mild upset as she knocked off Emily Schumaker there for the individual title as a young sophomore for PV. The team standings will be done and compiled shortly, but what a nice day for running.
Beautiful day. Some outstanding events. Bordertown boys, I think, did very well, which was a surprise. And, of course, the Perkiomen Valley girls taking a 1-2.
Well, it was a nice day down here at the Hebner Park in Worcester, PA. For Larry Harvey, I'm Dave Ridenour, and for all the guys at the PCTV Network Sports, thanks for watching, and join in for some more sports as we finish up soccer and everything else here in the Pac-10.
Again.